Welcome to this presentation on majors, hosted by Arts at the University of Western Australia. This is one of a number of short presentations produced by Arts that appear on the Unistart website. We hope you will look at all of the presentations so you'll know what's on offer at UWA and you'll be able to make the most of the opportunities available to you. This presentation will look at the majors hosted by Arts that are taught out of other faculties at UWA. The Bachelor of Arts offers the following majors. With the exception of Specialist Music Studies, all of these majors can be chosen by students in the Bachelors of Commerce, Design and Science as second majors. This presentation will look at the 6 majors that are offered as part of the Bachelor of Arts, but are taught by staff in other faculties. The History of Art major introduces you to art within the whole spectrum of our visual experience. It encompasses studies in visual arts, literature, film and new media, architecture, landscape architecture, and the impact of other art and design practices on the history of cultures. This major covers key moments in the development of a number of disciplines such as audiovisual arts, literature, film and new media, architecture, landscape architecture, and the impact of other art and design practices on the history of cultures. To look at the units that are part of this major, then go to this page on the UWA Handbook website. The Human Geography and Planning major is concerned with the creation of livable communities, vibrant economies, and sustainable places. Development must grapple with the challenges of ecological sustainability, a culturally diverse world, new demographic pressures, and global markets. This major develops varied skills and knowledge, drawing on geography, economics, architecture, sociology, and environmental science. It focuses on the major challenges facing society. Students are provided with knowledge and skills to help resolve major urban and regional problems. Ultimately, graduates will contribute to the creation of livable communities, vibrant economies, and sustainable places. To look at the units that are part of this major, and go to this page on the UWA Handbook website. The Indigenous Knowledge, History and Heritage major allows you to explore the worldview and historical experiences of Indigenous peoples in Australia, as well as critically analyse Western disciplinary constructs around Indigenous knowledges and peoples. The major is comprised of a multidisciplinary program that will provide you with an opportunity to learn about the history, culture and philosophy of Indigenous peoples in Australia. It will explore the philosophical underpinnings of an Indigenous worldview. The units offered enable you to critically engage with the issues covered across a number of disciplines and connect to contemporary Australian social issues. Studying this major will give you a strong grounding in Aboriginal knowledge systems as well as Western disciplinary constructs around Indigenous knowledge and peoples. To look at the units that are part of this major, then go to this page on the UWA Handbook website. The Law and Society major examines broad theoretical issues about the nature of law and society, as well as how the relationship plays out in particular fields of legal and social policy at both domestic and international levels. This major is not a prerequisite for studying law at the postgraduate level, but it will give you some useful background. The major addresses interesting questions such as, what impact does law have on our lives? To what extent does either law control what we do or allow us to achieve what we want? Is the law the same thing as justice? Can the world be saved by law? To look at the units that are part of this major, go to this page on the UWA Handbook website. The Psychology and Society major will help you build a scientific understanding of human behaviour and its underlying psychological processes. It's a fascinating and diverse area of study that touches upon many aspects of daily life. It seeks to answer questions about how and why people think and behave the way they do. This major can be paired with the Psychology and Science major, so students can study 2 majors in psychology. To look at the units that are part of this major, then go to this page on the UWA Handbook website. The Work and Employment Relations major focuses on the dynamics of workplace relations between employers and employees, as well as the wider impact of employment relations on the economy, society and politics. In this major, you will study how work is organised, the way employees are managed, the role of unions, how cooperation and negotiation can be developed, and how conflict can emerge and be managed. The nature of employment relations in both Australia and other countries is examined using institutional and psychological perspectives. This major blends politics, law, sociology, economics, history, and more as you investigate and challenge the policies and institutions designed to help both employers and employees get the most out of their relationship. To look at the units that are part of this major, then go to this page on the UWA Handbook website. Here are some career pathways that students can follow if they have completed the majors that have been introduced in this presentation. Thank you for your interest in arts at the University of Western Australia.